segment is a workshop, an educational workshop, and it's to be delivered by Robert Hunter. Oh, sorry, Robert Taylor. His embarrassing moment, more embarrassing than that moment, is that he just arrived from a 24-hour flight from Toronto to deliver this workshop. Please welcome Robert Taylor.
Good morning all. It's been billed as a workshop, but it's really more of a report, my final report as Vice President Mentoring at the club. And today I'd like to focus on mentoring as a contribution to leadership roles in the club, and also how we contribute to the leadership roles in this club even if we're not on the leadership team. Now, one of the things that makes this club great, I think, is that it's so effective at the support that we provide for each other. In the formal mentoring relationships, the leadership team, and it is a team, supporting each other in the efficient running of this club, and also supporting each other in making sure that, as far as we can, we're always improving the individual member experience. But finally, there's another less well-known manifestation of leadership here. And it comes from ordinary members who support our leadership team. We don't hear much about that, and I'm hoping today to just, if you like, sell the idea that it's not just up to the few at the top. There's all sorts of things that we can all contribute. So today I want to go behind the scenes to look into one particular mentoring relationship. And I'll finish, after we've reported on that, with a short, very personal example of how I've benefited, although I'm on the team, from an ordinary member contributing to me. So I'd like to invite Shaheen up onto the stage to join me, please. I'm going to talk about a relationship between Shaheen and Taz, which started last year, early 2016, when you just delivered your number 2 speech. And it was just prior to the elections when you were considering your future. You approached Taz, and you wanted advice on your speech, but also how things might go forward. So I'd like you to tell me what happened and what you got out of it.
Thank you very much, Robert. So I think our relationship develops organically around the time when I delivered my CC2. I was gathering some feedback, and I'm sure you're all familiar with Taz and his incredible analytical ability when it comes to evaluating. And I approached Taz and I asked what he thought of the speech, and at the same time I shared my plans when it comes to serving in the club as part of the leadership team. And as someone who's formerly served as club VPE and also president, I knew that I'd be getting a lot of experience and wisdom from Taz. So it started around the time after I delivered my CC2 speech.
Great. And obvious benefits that you got from that?
Well, as well as having his experience rubbed onto me, I learned a lot through observation of how he delivers speeches and how he interacts with our club members and others as well, both on stage and off stage as well. So as far as the benefits are concerned, I approached Taz anticipating certain challenges that I might experience while serving as VPE or just in general at the club. And then he gave me some options to how I can handle those challenges. Fortunately, I haven't had the experience of having to face those challenges in my time as VPE, but at the same time, I've learned quite a lot, and I've been able to use what I've learned elsewhere as well, outside of Learning Speakers.
Thank you. I'd like you to stay there with me now while I give Taz's side of this story. It's Ramadan, so his energies are elsewhere this morning, but I got an agreed quote from him. So, I'm Taz. I won't do the voice. I took a proactive interest in mentoring Shaheen, as others had done for me when I first arrived at Early Bird Speakers. Early on, Shaheen demonstrated an enthusiasm for leadership and engaging with club matters. This gave me the signal that there was an opportunity to mentor him. As a mentee, he is almost textbook. Charming, generous, appreciative, constantly asking questions, making notes, requesting and accepting both complimentary and critical feedback from me. As a mentor, I gained confidence and insight into working with a new member in a leadership capacity. It was especially useful to help me refine my approach to nurturing potential. As a member, my gain was that Early Birds would maintain our awesomeness if Shaheen were to fulfill his leadership potential. I think we can agree it seems to have worked out rather well. Thank you.